Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and welcome back to day 31 of the Hunt-A-Day. After yesterday's nightmare cluster of a ramble, I feel better. I feel more resigned in my position of not being able to play the Monster Hunter Wilds demo, and I'm kind of okay with that if I have to miss it. I did a lot of thinking, and after the initial shock of that realization wore off, I was pretty okay with it. But I did also, I had, I made the joke about like having a friend come over and play it on my PlayStation for me so that I could still get the rewards. And I actually had everyone say they would be fine with doing that, so maybe. But also, someone in the comments for yesterday's videos suggested, again, I think jokingly, playing it blindfolded. And I am not opposed to that at all. I think it would be incredibly funny, and it would be a nightmare. It would be a disaster to try and do. And if I do that, I may need to have someone like watching me play it so that they can kind of guide me through menus at most. But I think trying to do one of the demo hunts completely blindfolded would be fun. I would probably still listen to audio, but would completely cover my eyes or like turn off my TV or something so that I couldn't see what was actually happening. I was even thinking of like recording the footage to put up as a video, but I don't know how that would work because then when I'm editing the video, I would, be seeing the new monster that I'm fighting, and that would be counterproductive to the entire thing. At that point, I might as well just hunt the monster and call it a wash. But I don't know, maybe I can just, stream it to YouTube and then just never click on that video ever again. There's probably ways to do it. I can keep thinking and see if there's something that comes to mind, but for now, I'm not planning on playing the demo. But enough about my poor decisions. Let's talk about Brachydios. I absolutely love Bracky. He is such a cool monster, consistently in my top 10 of Monster Hunter monsters. I honestly, well, no, I have a top 2 that constantly is shifting back and forth for me. It is Lagiacrus and Duramboros. They are my 2 top favorite monsters. But Bracky is always consistently in the top 10, and that ranking is always kind of fluctuating, but Bracky is always in there. I love how just like powerful and heavy his hits are, but he's not too slow. Like the fight is not an insane cakewalk. He does a lot of repositioning and jumping around, but his punches still hit like a freight train, and you have to be aware of the blast puddles that he leaves around, that if you ignore them, you might accidentally end up exploding and dying, and it's not great. Brachydios is the ultimate personification of that Rocky quote, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He is quick and jumpy, but packs a wallop, and I'm pretty sure his hit points are on the lower side of larger, kind of like mid to end game monsters to compensate for that. And it, I think, really helps balance out the fact that this dude could easily one-shot you when, at the same time, you don't need to spend too much time fighting it as long as you're playing it safe and careful. All around, I just think it's an awesome fight design, and aesthetically, he is one of my favorite looking monsters. The real deep blue, almost purple of his like carapace with the bright high contrast slime, it looks so good, and it's really good like visual indicators of, hey, these are the areas you need to watch out for. It's that whole thing of like game developers putting yellow paint on things you're supposed to climb up. This is the Capcom Monster Hunter version of, hey, these are the things you need to avoid or explode. Either or. When I got into miniature painting a couple years ago, I actually used Brachydios as the basis for my first paint scheme on the first minis that I collected, which were Warhammer 40k, the Space Dwarves, the Leagues of Votann. I based their color scheme that I painted them in after Bracky, so like a kind of like deep dark purple with green accents and kind of like orange highlights, and it looked very Halloween, and it didn't look the best. I don't know if I have any pictures that I can throw up, but if I do, I will now. Brachydios is also a huge fan favorite monster, so I can easily see him coming back pretty much as they want. I think he skipped World, but was in Monster Hunter 4 and was in Monster Hunter 3, so the only game that he has skipped... Oh, he was not in Rise, so he skipped Rise, but that's pretty much it. He's been in every game besides Rise since he's been introduced. So if we don't see him in Wilds, I'm sure we'll probably see him in the Wilds expansion, whatever that looks like, just like we didn't see him in Base World, but then we got him in Iceborne. I'm going to say 8 or 9 out of 10, just with how popular Brachy is to show up in Wilds, and a full 10 out of 10 to show up later in the series. There is no way that Capcom lets this dude sit and smolder. So before I wrap up the ramble today, I do have a little bit of bad news regarding the Deviant video that I've been working on. It's going to need to be pushed a little bit farther out, at least until the first week in November. And the reason for that is my own stupidity. So it turns out when you are recording and editing a video every day, that takes up, even if the videos aren't particularly long, it takes up a lot of space on your hard drive, and space needs to be cleared out, and if you are not very careful with how you are labeling your videos, you may accidentally end up deleting half of the footage that you recorded for a specific video, rather than just the old footage from the Hunted days that you don't need anymore. You know, just that thing that happens to everyone. So, yeah, I need to re-record a bunch of Deviant footage for that video in order to really get started on the editing process, and that is going to take me a little bit longer. These next couple weeks are looking to be pretty busy again for me. So rather than drive myself crazy trying to get this video still out by the end of October, I am instead going to focus on trying to get it out early November. Sorry about that, y'all. I am a fool. And this did convince me that it may be time for me to upgrade my computer from just a single little laptop to something a bit more substantial, and maybe get an external hard drive for all these video files so that I don't do this again. Well, yeah, that's it for today. A little peek behind the content creation curtain, and my brain being dumb. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody who checks these videos out. If you can stick around until the end of the fight, please do. This Brachy was huge. It was not a gold crown, though. I checked at the end of the video and it was only silver, but it seemed massive, and its head and pounders were so hard to hit. I don't know if I was just playing bad or what, but like, I don't know. He felt tougher just because of how massive this dude was. So it's a real cool hunt because of that. I was really expecting it to be Gold Crown. Disappointed it wasn't, because I would have been just another one off the checklist that I would need to do when I inevitably try and platinum this game. But yeah, stick around until the end if you can. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. And until next time, I'll see you next time.